guess everyone's playing like half errors because like it wasn't really moving much, and then now all of a sudden it dropped to 12 grand, 13 grand.
Like we're
It's like the Cutlass. I think it's behind the Cutlass and being the ship about which there's the most interest, but the least amount of certainty.
Right.
I still really want to see what
Yeah. Retaliate.
Yes.
Yeah, Retaliate is going to be cool. We're not ready to be able to sort of show it to everybody yet.
I think that
It's still an early flesh out phase.
the initial tease followed by a long period of silence and the cinematic reveals very well for people instead of being almost tired of it by the time it's finally.
So much chat.
Yeah, no, we kind of like if we got a concept that we kind of like, then like the Starfarer, we'll like show it, and then really don't want to show it until it's like in the engine and lit, and you can show it like doing its stuff.
Right. Plus, after the Freelancer, I think it came to light that you're going to have people who are going to be very vocal with their dissatisfaction if it doesn't look like what they immediately thought it was supposed to look like.
Yeah, well, I think that's kind of true for pretty much. I mean, the thing is that with the Starfarer or something, you kind of know it's early stage because it's concept art.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with the Freelancer, we weren't clear enough to say that, because like basically a lot of the pictures that everyone had was the exact feedback that was in the review session that we filmed. But then we cut this like short, like 1.5 or 2 minute version that basically cut out all that feedback. So like a lot of people thought it was like the final design, which it wasn't. A lot of people's comments were actually reflected by the actual feedback from the session. So we've learned that lesson. Basically.
Steve Meyer.
Another question from chat. They want to know how is working with Nick Cage in God of War.
Lord
Lord of War. Sorry.
So yeah. And no, it was good. I mean, he's a really nice guy. He's kind of a bit weird, but
No way.
yeah, like the way you imagine him to be, the way he is. But yeah, no, he's super nice. I mean, but he's sort of like kind of a bit of a, he's not like an extrovert or anything.
He's just running away. Come here.
Get your ass
over here.
He wanted you to be in here.
for starts.
He just ran away.
We could, although he's a money whore, basically.
He got us scared.
Nick?
Well, he has to be. I mean, he's got to pay off the IRS.
Oh.
Why? Am I trying to get in there?
No, I'm talking about having a voice actor.
Yeah.
Sure, you would do it.
But he'll do it. I mean, you'll pay whatever it would be, 100,000 a day or something, whatever the rate would be.
Another question from chat, and they want to. Some people want an option for putting money directly into credit in your accounts instead of having to buy small things and melt them, so they can kind of save up for something in the account.
That's a good point. That we didn't think of that. So I guess we'll take that under advisement if we can remember when in the morning after the 24 hours.
Much like the waffles. They will be taken.
Don't forget the waffles.
Waffles are important.
Now we need content.
I feel like we're consulting the magical chat machine.
What's that?
Consulting the chat machine.
Yeah,
Oh,
magical
random
chat
content
machine.
generator. What should we do?
Tell us so, internet.
So when is the next?
They keep mentioning this.
We don't really have an next review. I think we'll run the.
I'm trying. It's hard for me to keep
Yeah,
track
I
of some of
can't
these.
either. It's gone too fast.
After that, we have the
Spent it again.
Did you guys?
When did we run on the out?
Stop typing, people.
Slow down.
Put this like.
Did you see that?
Well, about 45 minutes ago.
So we see it again.
Don't feel
Yeah.
at all like it's murdering me.
We're in rerun territory
He
right
doesn't
now.
have a pencil for like.
No, definitely not.
He doesn't like gross you out from like the.
Right when I was over.
Well, I mean, the toxic smoke issue. I mean, we're gonna have suits that have airtight seals.
The problem is
so
that they've already answered these
yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
You have to kind of argue straight here.
Spawn, yeah, they're gonna be single seed fighters. That's like guaranteed, man. There's already plenty of single seed fighters.
So here's a question, another one from Idolanius. He said, and previously you've had to say for manufacturing you said you had to keep your workers happy.
Yes.
To know what you have to do in order to keep them happy.
pay them well, make sure they're fed, make sure we, having a supply of like
You go through that like really.
whatever it will be, things that make people happy would be
Drugs,
good.
entertainment.
Exactly.
Drugs?
Uh,
Did someone say drugs?
is first.
Don't
Meth.
live in
Tons of
Babylon.
Hey, I want you to work my turret. Here's some smack. Oh, great, thanks. I'll be reliable.
Very reliable. So, like, if you don't keep them happy, is there a chance of mutiny, or will they just quit on you?
$11 million for.
It's just they're not going to be as productive. They won't make as good of equipment. And at some point, if you're actually not doing well and people aren't really buying your stuff, you'll have to lay people off, and that increases the unemployment on that level. Which in turn will increase the sort of the ability, the likelihood for sort of criminal activity in that system.
Offer good medical, dental, health insurance.
Get some benefits in there.
Some benefits.
But those you'll get bad friends.
Or the worst possibility of all, they'll form a union.
Dear Lord, that's scary liberal crap. Another question from on the Starfare. Can we turn that into any kind of Q ship or
Is
mini
this the guy
carrier?
who's been asking about every ship if you can turn it into a Q
Yeah,
ship?
and then lots of people want Q ships.
No more Q ships. There are
Q
no
and an
Q
L and
ships.
an M and O P.
What?
That's
Q ships.
Just making up classes of ships now.
What's a Q ship? Just
A Q ship is a
Submarine hunter. It had
no,
guns.
it's like a freighter that is secretly a
Barbecue station.
Secretly
full of guns. Yes,
Oh.
They weren't very successful.
At Zane.
Trojan ship, Trojan horse.
Battlestar Galactica where the containers pop off and there's fighters beneath. That's
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, can you have your liquid tankers pop off and a hornet flies out?
suddenly small forces flying everywhere.
We call it the hornet's nest.
Oh, Pat.
That's
a new
cheating.
stretch goal.
Surprise.
Dudes.
Could you imagine you're a pirate, you're gonna stick up this guy, you're like, oh, I'm about to get so much oil and gas, and then it's just like, surprise, bitch.
You just kicked the hornet's nest.
Okay, so two questions for you.
Yeah.
One
As
is
long as you
everybody
say that,
wants
Sean.
clarification on is how the boarding will work and how you take over somebody's ship.